Good afternoon, good evening, good morning. It's morning here in London, and this is Catania Albin bringing you the 1st of April 2019 update. An amazing day. It's been the 1st of April that has been brought to our attention through Restored Republic. So I'm going to go over a little bit of history here, particularly the younger generation in the United States, and also the many of the British people will not know this information. So this has come from the office of Poofness, DJ. 1. The Clinton administration signed off on NESARA, but it has been sequestered by the Supreme Court, and Congress seems to be a very convenient way of not having to approve its existence. Now, I've said on other videos that NESARA came out of the farmers who were foreclosed on by the criminal banking system in the early 1980s, and the farmers took it through the courts, and in the Supreme Court it was announced that the farmers, had won. From that, then many, I believe well into the thousand, actually then set to work to change the financial banking system. And that meant that these fiat currency Rothschild and et al. Banks had to go, and their phony, false, destructive system. So this is what Poofness is talking about. The Clinton administration signed off on NESARA, so that is, signed it off at gunpoint. 2. GESARA was reputedly agreed to in the 2015 Paris Accords and outlines the compliance obligations of member nations as well as the strategic components of GCR/RVs. Now we come down. The BIS Bank, or Bank of International Settlements, decided that as of March the 29th, that's right, 2019, that the gold in the portfolios of commercial and business banks becomes cash equivalent. So we're past that date now. The final steps to the GCR, Global Currency Reset, beginning is that 209 countries, minus 2 that didn't sign yet, so we've got 209 nations that have signed off on the international bilateral agreement known as the Paris Accord, was further required to achieve 3 things for that nation to benefit from the global currency revaluation, or the GCR. 1. Be at peace with all other nations, including having no sanctions. That apparently is done. 2. Be sovereign, to be a participating nation. Done. Now, do you understand the Brexit fight was absolutely vital for us to get back to our sovereignty, to be part of this. 3. To have made good on all its debt to others, and in brackets, about 1 to 2 weeks from being done. This is from this date of the 1st of April. I'm reading this. Maybe it was put up a couple of days ago. So there you have an incredible change in humanity's relationship to life, because really what the GCR or GESARA is, and the whole of the world going on to gold, is freeing the people of the world from the criminal cabal financial system of enslavement. That's what it's done. And boy, are those exciting times. I should say, these are exciting times. I'm over the moon with what is happening. So I'm just going over Judy Byington from the Restored Republic website, which is on Operation Disclosure, Operation Disclosure 1.blogspot, but I always put these things in the description box so you can check it out there. From the below information, it would be my guess that notification for Tier 4 Group B, in brackets the Internet Group, private appointments would happen right before or after Monday, April the 1st, when banks throughout the globe transitioned to the gold stroke asset-backed quantum financial system. Ray, fantastic. And gold became a world currency. That would give ZIM holders around 10 days to redeem ZIM before April the 12th deadline, when gold-backed digital credits would come online and ZIM redemptions become the banking for the global currency reset. So April the 12th was also the deadline for release of the 300-page Muller report that has morphed into an investigation of the Panama Papers and uncovered possible charges of treason for funding terrorists against Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, certain high-ranking figures in the FBI, and other prominent elites. Additionally, April the 12th was the deadline for the Brexit exit, and when the UK officially would be out of the EU. In brackets, although it was rumoured that the City of London was actually eliminated per British law on March the 30th at 6 p.m. EST. I think that's very likely. An expected financial calamity for Britain that lined up at the same time when the powers that be would be well into crashing the stock market in order to eliminate the US Inc. Now, I'm not quite sure who she means as the powers that be. Are we going to say that actually the powers that be are now Trump and the alliance and the people that actually are working to restore the safety of the planet? Now, that would be crashing the stock market, because I certainly know that the criminal bankers were intent on crashing the stock market, but it wasn't with the intent of eliminating the US Inc. Because America is back on a republic, according to the information I have. Because of the stock market crash, April the 12th also appeared to be the same time as when ZIM redeemers and their humanitarian projects would be badly needed. So if you read in back information, you'll learn about what the ZIM people who have got ZIM from Zimbabwe. A. The global currency reset, past, present and future. On Sunday, March the 24th, the Muller report exonerated President Trump and officially turned on the RV process at the new U.S. Treasury offices in Reno, Atlanta and Chicago, where personnel were told to keep it quiet. There were 300 pages of the Muller report. I'll do a separate video on that, not yet released, though would be by April the 12th, perhaps earlier, that were believed to show how the report had morphed into an investigation for treason involving the Panama Papers that charged, among others, Hillary Clinton, Barack Obama, and the FBI with funding terrorists. Okay. And there were some other people involved in that as well from other countries, Great Britain. Monday, March the 25th, early morning, Tuesday, March the 26th, European sources indicated that the RV had been released. Since then, paymasters have been hydrated. Wonderful word, isn't it? The military activated, fines and penalties handled, and some SKRs made liquid in 27 states. A limited number of exchanges at low teaser rates were done on the dinar and the dong, that's from Iraq and Iran. Thursday, 28th of March, a Brexit vote effectively collapsed the Queen's City of London and Vatican banks, thus taking away the cabal's last bastion of rule over the global financial system by April the 12th deadline, although it was rumoured that the City of London was actually eliminated per British law on March the 30th, 6 p.m. EST. Friday, March the 29th, the end of the banking business quarter, and the banks of 209 countries participating in the global currency reset were made Basel IV compliant, and gold became a world currency. Basel IV compliant and gold became a world currency, guys. By law, central banks were required to recognize gold holdings as cash reserves on March the 29th. This past week, SKRs were made liquid and are promised to have full access to monies on a schedule that lined up with the full access exchange redemption accounts by April the 1st. Most ZIM holders were expected to redeem their bonds with HSBC Bank prior to the general public release on Monday, April the 1st. That's today. A significant date because not only was it the first business day of the week when central banks transitioned to the gold asset-backed quantum financial system, the date the general public was set to begin their currency exchange, although that date may have been changed. But our exchange/redemption accounts would be fully accessible. Our structured payouts would begin earning interest, plus a new US taxpayer plan would be in force on April the 1st. And Friday, April the 12th, by international law, gold-backed digital credits must come online in central banks and all ZIM redeemed by Friday, April the 12th. The UK would be out of the EU on April the 12th, expected to be a financial calamity for Britain as well as the powers that be, would be well into crashing the stock market in order to eliminate the US Inc. That's not the Republic, that's the Incorporated United States of America, all in caps, and their various global corporations control over the financial system. Either way, the RV would eventually serve to revive the stock market, which has been on the verge of collapse since October the 1st, 2018, when it lost all gains in the year. I'm jumping one paragraph, which I'll put in my next video, about the Muller report and who will be taken to criminal trials. Thursday, August the 1st, Gesara would be implemented and the cabal contained, as all countries wanting to participate in the GCR, the Global Currency Reset, would have to be Gesara compliant. Some said that the gold asset-backed currency system would be announced on August the 1st, but actually April the 1st is when it was set in place. God bless everyone. Stay well, stay trusting, and have a wonderful day. Catania Alvin from London signing out. Bye-bye.